Hello, Gemini. Welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read, so of course everything may not resonate. Take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at 53 Tarot. She's a review as well. Thank you. Excuse me. Coffee. All right, let's see what's going on. Interesting. What does that mean? You've got a, right away, Gemini, you've got a process that I'm looking at. And I'm like, okay, you do have a process. Curious to see where this one will go. Okay. I'm not gonna go there. The Gemini moon in me wants to come out and play, and I'm not gonna go there. One more and I'll jump in. And I might say it. It's kind of funny. I find it funny. And there you are on top of the deck, Gemini. So I'll say it. The joke or the funny that I'm laughing at here is when someone calls someone a bottomless pit. But energetically through the process of this pit or this hole or what feels and seems like it's not there, what's missing, acceptance, surrender is the bottom. So it's kind of like saying, I'm always wondering, I'm always curious, I've always got questions, I always want answers, I'm just, and on and on and on and on and on and on and on, kind of like when Alice in Wonderland goes tumbling down through the tree trunk roots into Wonderland. She's just tumbling, 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 tumbling. I mean, she does reach the bottom, but energetically, that's kind of like what I'm looking at. What you're showing me, just jumping into this, emotionally speaking, you're definitely feeling out that a little bit of soul searching is necessary. And what you're soul searching for and about here, Gemini, is your relationship, your commitment, your family dynamic. There's a lot of love there, but for some reason, emotionally speaking, you're saying that something doesn't feel quite right. And you're doing a lot of soul searching to try and put together those pieces and figure out like what it is. Even though there's a lot of love, I'm a little curious, Gemini, if there's a lot of love there, what is the emotional point of what may not feel right? Why not just focus on the love? I mean, that's why you're on top of the deck with a love verse. Why not just focus on the love? You got love right in front of you. You got love all around you. And there's something there that you're trying to kind of like, pinpoint or call out or figure out or align with. And it seems to be some sort of emotional understanding or clarity or perspective. That energy of acceptance. But like I said, you do have your process, Gemini, and understand that. But you're also, it's interesting, your process after process after process. And that's what I'm talking about. Even though you're like, okay, I'll be still and I'll accept this. Mentally, you're also like, okay, I'll surrender and let this go. And so even you kind of have this like 1-2 punch. You have this 1-2 point. Like, oh, the acceptance wasn't enough. The acceptance of that 1 point wasn't enough. You even had to mentally let this go too, Gemini, which was let go, accept, and surrender. It's kind of like be still. But then let's just say when you give someone the example or tell them or give them the advice, be still. Okay, I'll sit still. But their mind is just, and you see the little steam coming out their ears. And it's like, that's the problem. You can control your body. But controlling your mind is a lot more difficult. And so you have this 1-2 point of accept and surrender. It's not just one step, it's 2 steps, accept and surrender. What I do see here moving forward is like, okay, understanding and perspective. I need to be a little bit more sharper and clearer with myself. And if I want things to be a little bit more differently, I'm gonna have to very much so come from a place of neutrality rather than bias towards how you feel, how you think you feel, what you might be thinking. It's about neutrality here, Gemini. It's not about how you feel, and it's not about what you think. And that's what's so very interesting is people, if you ask someone, who are you without your thoughts? Who are you without your emotions? People might be like, I don't fucking have a clue. What do you mean, who am I without my thoughts and my emotions? That's all I am all day, every single day. It's like, you sure about that? Who told you that? Because when you be still and you silence everything, who's the observer? Who is the observer? What I like about this, Gemini, is you're realizing, you know what? I see this as a window to make a change for the better. I like this. It's like, you know what? Let me kind of just let go of the emotions. Let me go of the thoughts. Let me lean into myself and let me, like I said with that energetic soul searching, Gemini, you have to go within first and then kind of like rummage through the dark of the internal world to find that light switch and turn that light switch on. It's very interesting. I can definitely tell that this is something you're not familiar with. You're like, what do you mean not listen to my emotions? What do you mean not listen to my thoughts? Like I said, not too many people are experienced with that practice or discipline. Disconnecting oneself from one's own thoughts and emotions and feelings, because that. Who are they without all that? They no clue. A lot of them will have no clue. For some reason, there's this feeling though, Gemini, and this is what's very interesting. There's this feeling within as you're doing this work on self that isn't quite fitting, like feeling or sitting right with you. I'm not too sure what this is. There you are again, Gemini. What do you mean? What did you discover while you were soul searching? What did you discover? What's going on in there? I'm kind of finding energetically what I'm looking at is some sort of emotional seed or some sort of emotional root about you and you. So this is literally, I don't know where it went, the Gemini, the lovers, the twins. This is between Gemini and Gemini. This is between one side of you, your emotions, and the other side of you, your thoughts. This is Gemini turning in to face Gemini. There's something going on there within you, Gemini, that what's interesting though is life itself. You're on the right path, you're on the right trail. I just told Leo that, follow the yellow brick road. Well, you're following it. You're not necessarily dancing or hopscotching down it, but you're following that yellow brick road. And what's interesting is it's bringing you back home to who you really are, Gemini. That's interesting. Life is like, let me show you something about who you are. Who you really are, not who you think you are, who you feel you are. Look at this. That is a full cup of love right there, Gemini. And that's for who you are. This is about self-love. So what's going on with that? That's self-love. That's having love for oneself. And so, like I said, with over here, this feels a little bit energetically like, I don't want to say it, but shadow work. Everyone seems to be, it's everyone's new obsession. Shadow work, the subconscious. It's like, okay, there's a wave of it, but it is what it is. Hey, go with it. Interestingly enough, you're being called to know thyself and learn about who you really are. Learn about you and what's going on in here, Gemini. And that's what I like about this. That's what I really, really like about this. To soul search, like I said, a bottomless pit. I make the joke initially of like a bottomless pit. Just to get to the point of acceptance and surrender being the bottom. But then even though energetically, even when it feels like you're sitting at the bottom, Gemini, don't forget to look up and keep your head up. Because look at all that light up there. That's your light. Bye.